Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So today I got a request yesterday, and today we will make this one here. Oh no, this is not this one. By the way, this one is already for patrons online. So this tutorial is online since yesterday, but we don't want to make this. We make this here. I got the question how to model such a CUBAN. I think it's a CUBAN chain link. So one of these links, so that we can make a chain and something else. This is from Man vs. Machine. I think almost everyone in the 3D scene knows them. So and today I want to show you how you can create this. And there are many ways to do this. You can make this. The easiest way, of course, would be with volume builder and or a bool or something else, and then remesh it. But the question was how to model this, so it should be modeled. And yeah, so I'll show you how to do this today. And it is quite easy, but yeah, when you know how, of course. There's just one simple thing what you have to do, and then it's an easy thing. So I start here. So let's go to, yes, I start with a circle and bring it on the floor. And here on the top view, this is one of the rare cases where I use an adaptive thing here. So I go to my circle here, and I don't need the Shift F2. I don't need this. Go to my circle and make it editable. Here on the keyboard. Now I go in point mode and then select these 2 points here, and press them and scale them together a little bit. So I scale them down to about 80, 70. As closer you can come together here, as flatter the chain link will be later. So I think 75 should be fine here. So okay. This is quite big at the moment, but we can scale this later, so that's no problem. So, and now the important thing comes. We have to twist this spline a little bit. So I need the twist deformer, but normally I would select this and shift click on the twist deformer, but in this case I only get the twist deformer, you see here, because first I want to rotate it, and because when I would make it with a shift click, you see how I do it normally, it will be like this, and I do not really see what's going on here with the error, and so let's make it normal. So I go to here, twist, and now I want rotate this twist deformer because I want to rotate. You see the error? I want to rotate it in this direction. Now I can bring it under my circle, and I see here I want to rotate in the X axis, and now I can tell fit to parent. So now it's okay. And here I need 90 degrees. So now you can see we have twisted this a little bit, and this is the only important thing here. So now I go in the front view here and go to my circle and rotate this circle a little bit, so 45 degrees, until we have this perfect infinite symbol, or however you would call it. And yeah, so that's it so far. The next thing is I sweep this one here. So I need another circle, make this about 60 or so, and take the circle, bring it in a sweep. So I hold my Alt key, sweep, and bring this circle under it, and we have this now. But these are far too many segments, I don't need them. So I go back here to uniform, and I think half of them is enough. Yeah. And on the profile spline I don't even, one is here enough. That's perfect. So now I have to make this editable. Unfortunately, we cannot work on the sweep to select something and then change the shape and anything. So there is a nice helper here. This is called the point object here, which allows you to select points or whatever you want on a generator, but you cannot move them then. So we have to make this editable. And so yeah, current state to object, and I hide this, and we delete this whole text here. Now I want to go in the side view, and I go in the polygon mode now, and with the rectangle selection I make a tolerance selection, and I select here the top polygons here. Let's see, and this is the perfect selection for me. This 3 on this side, 3 on this side. This is perfect. And now I want to flatten these polygons here. In R26 we have the new thing, that the flatten thing here somewhere. Flatten, you see. I could now flatten this, so I drag it up and it's flat. But you see, it's not exactly flat, so this is not exact here. There, you can do this a little better when you go in the, let's say, the top view. In this case, I activate the top view here and say here to view. You see, this makes it better, but here you see they are still not on the same level here. So this is not what I want. So I go back. What I do is here T for scale, and I go down now with the axis on the lowest point here, and now I scale this down. I hold my shift key and scale this down to 0%. You see? Okay. Now with E I bring them a little up here, so until I think it looks nice for me. So 25, 30, so in this 25, that looks okay for me. Yes. And now I for inner extrude, and F5 is okay here, and I make 5 inner extrude. So when I go now in object mode and I bring this in the subdivision surface, and I see we have this perfect flat things here, which looks wonderful. Of course we have to make this on the other side as well, so let's go to the side view. Polygon mode, rectangle selection, somewhere like this. Let's see that we have the same selection, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, yes. Again, T for scale. Now of course I have to go with the axis to the other side. And again I scale it to 0. And E for the move tool, and move this down here until I think I have about the same height as here, so that looks quite nice. And again, I for inner extrude, we have still the 5 in here, so apply. Perfect. And we have our chain link. That's it, that's the whole trick here. You see, this is the perfect CUBAN chain link. And so now we can play with this. So let's put it in the cloner. So grid is okay, but so on. And go a little closer, and let's see, so something like that. Bring the cloner in the subdivision surface. We can make the links, chain links, a little thicker. We can do this with the nice parametric tools here. I showed them so often. You can download this. This is a free plug-in collection from Maxon, they don't share it anymore, but I have it on my site. You can download it from my homepage. So and this is the normal move modifier here. So, and the modifier has to be a child of my object. So I hold the shift key, click on it, and you see immediately it is thicker. We can here go to make it until we just don't overlap here. So the cloner and oops. Yeah, that looks nice for me. Perfect. Now let's go to the cloner and 4, 5. You see with NA we had this. Let's give this a nice material here. I make this in physical render because this is a very quick thing. So a physical render material, don't need a color, I only need the reflection channel, reflectance channel. With GGX here, see here what I have, and I go to conductor, take the gold here, and that's it, and drag it on my sweep. And you see we have this wonderful thing here. Of course, you can now clone this along a path or along a spline. Let's clone this and make another circle spline here. Make it way bigger because let's see, 1200 here on the floor. Here I go again to adaptive and tell the cloner, please clone on an object, and the object should be my circle here. So okay, we see this is not correctly rotated, so we have to go to 90 degrees. Yes, that's it. And I go here to even and go up with the number here until it looks fine for me. That looks perfect. Let's make a soft rotation here, so, and look at this nice thing. It's a little too flat for me here, so we should have done this with 8 here on the beginning with the spline, but we can still go in our sweep here, T for scale, and scale it a little up, so we can make it a little thicker here, so something like that. Yeah, that looks way better for me. Okay, nice. And yeah, that's all. You can now even make this, but that doesn't really good work. It works not, yeah, you have to play with the settings, and then you could make this even dynamic here, this chain. When you make this circle here, a rope, then it would, the cloner would follow when you let the rope fall. But this is a lot of settings you have to play with so that everything looks fine, but it works. And yeah, that's it, more than less. So let's make this a little, let's see, this blue red thing you can, yeah, I like it in gold, but we can make this as more artistic here, and make this 2000 this thing. Okay, why not? So of course we need more clones now. One more maybe, huh? Yep. Okay, and let's find a nice angle, so like something like this here. Okay. And yeah, and let's see how we can. What we need, of course, when we render metal and so things, we need something to reflect in. So, but this should render very quick because we don't need even GI for this. But I use my Nikomedias Scene Rig, of course, and here I don't need a floor. I need just a background here, and in the HDRI. You see, when I now, let's say I make this, I bring in a middle and a high preset. You see, I do it without GI, without anything here. And this should render quite quick. And when I just go to the render setting, you see that it renders the middle thing very fast. Okay, but I think I want here again a different HDRI here. Let's try my nature lab again. Yeah, that looks great. Wonderful. This is almost 2. Yeah, that is perfect. And now let's see that we get some color inside here. And this should go quite easy as well. What we have to do here is, first let's make here a camera. Boing. Camera, zips. The camera is okay, like I see it here. Maybe we can do a little depth of field later, but I want this camera angle. Okay. And now we can deactivate the cloner. Go to our, we don't have to see this spline here, so go to our chain link, and we should be okay when we simply make a texture here, a gradient. We could do this with light as well, because on one side a blue light, on one side the left side, but it doesn't look so on this, because you see we have the red one here. So normally when you do it like this, you should have, I don't know, I think this is not done with light, because it would look different, I think. So I think this is a gradient too. So let's make a simple gradient. Set it to me here. And yeah, this is okay so far. But here we have a problem, because we don't have an correct UV unwrapping here. But we should be okay when we do this with a simple cubic mapping here, and then set this fit to object. Yes, this looks better now. Let's see when we make here on one side blue and one side red. So how is it here? Okay. Go here to blue. This is like that, and here to reddish. Whoops. That looks cool. And let's activate our cloner. Let's go to our camera. And look, this looks nice. Let's see how we can improve this. Here, a little darker blue maybe. Really looks nice, but I want more. So we can go here to multiply it with multiply. Let's see how it looks the renders. It looks almost the same. Let's go to 150 maybe. Yep. Let's go with the HDRI. This is, let's go from this looks, of course it should look different when we use the different thing. Let's go to custom here. and put in a quite high number here. Okay, and let's play with this. So it's more obvious. Looks great. I really like it. Look at this. You don't need any light here. Invert the gradient here. Yeah, it doesn't that okay, so it looks more than like the man vs machine thing, because inside is blue. But you can use every preset here as well. So this is looks great. Eh? Raster. Get it here, so let's see. Circle. Cycle thing does not do anything. But it's okay, you can play with this as long as. But I like the first one we heard, this one. Okay, and now, yeah, we can use different HDRIs and maybe another background here, so a little darker background. Oh yes, that looks cool. And now let's see if we can bring in a little depth of field here. So I should save this. CUBAN chain link. Is it oh, okay, and but something is a little wrong here, I guess. Is this on the render as well? Let's see. Yeah, we have to be a little careful that the blue doesn't start here again. So because when I go with the blue up, you see this. What do we get with the 3D linear? This is not what I expected. So in the X and Y, so okay. Now we're talking. That looks nice. See, it wouldn't have to render this even. So maybe. Yeah. Okay. So okay, and now what I said is the depth of field. So let's see camera, the focus should be, so I clicked on this eyedropper here, so it should be here, okay, and now we go to the physical, f-stop 1 or so, let's see, we have here options and we can activate depth of field. As smaller this number, as more depth of field we should see. Yes, you see it already. And let's see how this looks in our render. And again, be sure when you render this, in the physical, when you use depth of field, you have to activate the depth of field here. So let's go to 720 for this one. Shift R, and as I said, it should render really fast. You see, we have a little grain in here, but this is with the denoiser no problem. But let's try a higher render here. Render this. You see that makes almost no difference. And I put here a denoiser inside. Shift R. So you see the grain here, but they should totally disappear. Yeah, it's away. And that looks really nice. Cool. Maybe you see the depth of field looks here a little more. So let's go down here, and I want the output to 1080. And go here to 0.5. Here it looks more than in the render. I don't see a depth of field. I forgot in the render settings, depth of field here, high. Yeah, here I forgot it. I only did it in the middle setting. Yeah, now we have a little too much of the depth of field, I think. But it looks great. Let's go back to 0.1. And I think I have a final render here. Great. So I hope you like this one. It was a shorter one, but I found the question really interesting because it's really, you have seen, it's not hard to model it, and then with the flatten, the only trick you have to know here is the twist. You need a 90-degree twist on this, and then you have everything you need. So that's it. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching my tutorial, and the next tutorial will come as soon as possible, during the weekend for sure. And there will not only Patreon tutorial, there will come a free tutorial as well. And yeah, but saying Patreon, if you want to support me on Patreon, you can do so. The link is in the description. You have far more than 300 Patreons only posts there with downloads, tutorials, and if you say no, but I want to pay you or I want to buy you a drink or 7, you can do this when you donate on PayPal. Link in the description as well. And yeah, if you have questions, requests, complaints, let me know here in the comments or on my Facebook site or on our Facebook group or wherever you wanna find me, on my website, and yeah, as I said, the plugins and so you find on my website, link in the description. And yeah, so far so good, I would say. It was a short one, but I really like it. So it's a really nice one. Okay, so All the best here from Austria, Vienna und tschüss und baba.